Hello everybody, my name is Firo and this is my channel Firo.Comix. Welcome back to the channel if you are one of the 150 people who watched my last video. If not, welcome. Today we're going to talk about mood boards. In the film industry, it's also called a lookbook. Basically what it is just a bunch of images collected together that define your illustrative style that you want to go for. And I'm going to first talk about how to make it or how I made it, and then I'm going to go on to why I found this really essential in my illustrative career right now and why it might be helpful to you. The first thing I did here was write a very detailed list of all the things that inspire me to draw, especially things that used to inspire me in my childhood. Now, my list is pretty extensive because I'm just inspired by literally everything. You might not be the same. You might only have a couple of books that you put really highly on your list and you reread those over and over and over again. I'm not the same. I watch as much as I can. I read as much as I can. And I have a very, very long list. That said, I still forgot quite a bit, so if I were to do this again, I would definitely sit on it for at least a week and keep adding stuff as I remembered throughout that week. I organized all of my points into mediums like games, movies, anime, manga, that sort of a thing, but you can also do it with genres. You can add music in there, even though we're just talking about illustration right now. Whatever you do, it's easier to construct your list if you break it down into smaller categories. Now it's time to find all the images that you're going to put into that mood board. Make sure to spend quite a bit of time trying to find the exact image you're looking for. I know for me, I had a couple of films I wanted to include, but only like one or two specific scenes or a shot that I was really looking for. And if I just put any other screen capture of that film, it wouldn't evoke the same emotion. Basically, you want every single image to make you feel inspired. If you zoom in on just one, it will make you feel inspired. And for me, I found it was really helpful to find as many as I possibly could. And once you're done collecting all of the images you think work, of course you can always add more. You're gonna want to organize your images somehow onto the board. Now, there are some apps you can use like Canva. I didn't do that here. I used Clip Studio Paint, just in case you wanted to know. Personally, I organized all my images by color and then went from there. I have a lot of black and white images and a lot of reds and pinks and greens, and I just put all those images roughly around each other until everything started to fit. I also had a few highlight images, just a bunch of things that I know are more influential to me than other things. And I chose one of these images by color. So there's one red one black and white one green one, and so on and so forth. And I found that really helped me start placing all the other images around it because I had a lot of pictures. Now that our mood board is completed, I can take a step back and look and see what sort of things influenced me as a whole. And I noticed I had a very clear and very saturated color palette, which, as we're getting to the part of the video where I explain why I made this mood board, I noticed that this was a style I had not drawn in a very long time, but I was still very much influenced by. Now, as far as finding your style, if you are a young artist, and I mean within your first couple of years learning how to draw, do not focus on finding a style or anything like that. I'll talk about this in a later video, but it can be a super harmful thing to yourself if you don't already know the basics of drawing. For me, though, I have been drawing for a very long time, and I don't really have a style that I have stuck with and sunken into. My style usually changes depending on what comic I'm writing, what project I'm working on, and right before I burned out, I was doing a lot of children's comics for other people. These were commissions, and I really hated what I was drawing. And because I hated what I was drawing, what I drew didn't look very good, and I was always just arguing with the commissioners about what I was drawing, and it was really frustrating me because I'm like, you hired me to do this job and I know how to draw, and you won't let me draw the way that I want to draw. And at that moment, I kind of realized that unless I'm doing a project for myself, I really don't like drawing for other people unless they are asking me to do something that is within my style, not against it. But after a few too many bad commissions, I lost a lot of confidence in myself and my drawing skills, and I started feeling really guilty about the things I like to draw. I realized it when I watched a video by Lavender Town. I'll link it below. Haley was talking about how our art styles are changing because of social media, and how social media only shows the kind of art that follows the community guidelines, and that art doesn't necessarily interest me all that much. I don't think my preference in art has changed all that much since I was an edgy 13-year-old, and I still really like themes of death and talking about mental illnesses, and even just like simple things like dolls, creepy dolls and skulls and dark stuff. I like dark stuff. I like stuff that's a little bit edgier. And right now, that's not the popular style. I don't know, Tim Burton hasn't really been the popular style for a very long time, so I haven't seen the kind of art that I like. I haven't been seeing people that I used to like nearly as much as I used to, and it was affecting the way that I was drawing because I wasn't seeing the stuff that I loved. It also made me feel like the things that I liked were kind of cringe or weren't, and because they weren't popular anymore. And so I felt like I needed to change my style in order to stay popular, even though I didn't have that much of a following anyways. Doing this mood board thing actually really helped me go back and seek out these images that I hadn't seen in a very long time. I think like the aha moment was when I was looking up pictures of The Undertaker from Black Butler, and I was getting like heart palpitations. I have not felt that in so long. It was crazy. Like, I thought I lost that feeling of like just gushing over a stupid cartoon character. I thought that was gone. I thought I had grown out of that. As I said before, my color palette was pretty noticeably saturated, and that's not super common in media right now as well. I haven't seen really highly saturated and contrasting art in quite a long time. I think what really helped me with this whole mood board thing was just being able to pinpoint exactly what I liked and what my style was as a whole. As I said before, I also didn't really know what my style was, and this helped me take all of the things that influenced me, all of the art that I have done ever, and just kind of connect the dots between those things. Like, oh, both have really saturated colors. Both use these colors most often. Both have dark lines. There's a heavy use of traditional art and animation. And so it was just kind of connecting the dots between the stuff I had already drawn and my inspirations throughout the years that helped me define what my style was and what I could look towards. That's basically all I have for you today, but if I missed anything or you have anything else to add, please let me know. I do tend to miss stuff and jump over really important points all the time. I've been noticing that a lot of other art YouTubers have been putting out like, I recovered from burnout. I'm really excited to see how art YouTube is going to come back. I feel like it was kind of in a recession like everything else was. And I hope that if you are struggling with inspiration and getting back into art, I hope this will help you. Maybe. Okay, thank you so much for being here, and I hope you join me in the next one. Bye!